Right, how you doing? Had a bit of a thin day, haven't we, Dad? Housework. Well, you haven't. I have.
I've had a busy day.
Da's been out doing stuff because she's popular and famous, and everyone wants to see her. I'm not popular or famous, and no one wants to see me. So my day, other than helping get the kids ready for school and walking dog,
Well, this afternoon, walking dog this morning.
has been more. What was that game called? Daemon X Machina.
Streaming.
Yeah, 6 hours of streaming. I've now finished the game. Yesterday, the boss bent me over and shafted me and lubed me up with my own blood. Today, I fisted him, square in the face. Proper punched him in the head. I ran out of ammo again, so it was a last-ditch effort because we got him down to like no health at all. Fly up to him, punched him in the head because he took my sword. What a dick! Took my sword, so I punched him in the head. Like, that's what you get, mate. You take my guns, I'ma punch you in the head. That is how it went. That is how it went. Squirrels. No, in boss fight was actually quite fun in the end because people were like kind of giving advice. I was like, you know, I'm just going to do it this way. And at one point, it turns out I said it yesterday, I was doing more damage out of my suit than in it. And it turns out that I found a little area where I can actually sit down and repair my suit temporarily, and that was kind of what clinched it for me. At one point I'd almost beaten the guy in nothing but, you know, just as my outer character, so no robot suit, and people were like, oh my god, you're going to be crazy and actually be the one to beat the end boss without your suit. So maybe, but then I cocked it up and he caught me and killed me. But yeah, then we did the whole punch in the face, won it, and that was great. It was hype. It was insane. It was fun. But then I got into a bit of a discussion with some folks about what I don't like about the game. And I just want to throw out there, criticism doesn't mean I think the game sucks. I like the game enough to own it twice. Right? I have put in, it's now in my top 7, nearly top 6 games on Nintendo Switch for playtime. So it's good, but the game's a bit thin in places. The story's derpy at the start. Once you get past the derpy start, it's okay. It kind of builds and opens up and it's kind of fun. You know, character development's pretty solid. It's just like the world building doesn't really start until a little bit into the game. And there's content outside of the game in video form that should be, in my opinion, because the game's intro is so thin, it should be in the game. But complaints, the levels are pretty simple, like really simple. You know, most of the bosses, you fly up above their eye line and then just unload on them. Fire everything you've got, fire every missile you've got, and they die. No challenge at all, like none. Just up, fly, shoot. The best levels are the ones where you can't fly. And people of the game, or people like fans of the game, are really freaking out when I say, like, yeah, but this is kind of dull. Like, why would I keep playing if all I've got to do is grind missions that are almost identical to what I did in single player? Because I finished the single player stuff, the story missions, the free missions, which are repeatable things.
Shoot them in the face.
And then the online missions are basically the same as the free missions, but with other humans rather than AI. And it's like, so why would I keep doing it? Oh, because you got 100% it. You got 100% it. You got to get all your suit parts and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but that's not interesting. That's not interesting. Well, Monster Hunter doesn't have any story either. It's like, yeah, I get that, but Monster Hunter, yeah, well, it is a bit of a Monster Hunter these days. The levels are more varied. You know, you have to climb, jump down from areas. You can't just go up, stay there, hover and shoot. You know, you have to move, you have to think. And I spent ages trying to explain this to people that, you know, this game is based on Armored Core. It's made by the same guys who made Armored Core. Armored Core came out in the PlayStation days. They've had decades to perfect this formula. But they haven't yet. It's not bad, just I want them to do more. I don't want to hear other players come in and go, played the demo, I didn't like it. Because, and then list off the same things that I've just whined about. I want people to be blown away by it, because it is fun. Once you get into it, it is fun. But if all that's left, other than the story, is the gear grind, because people were saying to me, you haven't beaten the game, you've just beaten the story. Now you've got the grind for the gear. So, but what's the gear good for? If all it is to beat monsters I've already beaten, or slight variants on stuff I've already beaten. And if the attack pattern is literally fly up and shoot, why would I waste my time doing that? I want there to be more. In the entire game, there's a mechanic where you can get out of your suit as your outer, and just run around the map like that. But there are only 2 missions in the entire game, be it in story mode and in the free missions, that require you to actually get out of your suit. There need to be more like that. There need to be more missions like that. There need to be missions with more risk involved. But it's not that the game is bad, just I want it to have more content, more variety. It needs way more missions. Way more missions. And again, like I say, not just as simple as the enemy is in this square, the square is largely empty, fly up, shoot. Because once you fly over all the buildings, like if there are buildings, and they're usually only like these kind of things, small, you fly up, 20, 30 foot, fire, everything's dead. I don't hate the game, fans of Daemon X Machina. I've been playing those styles of games for ages. Oh, and another one's, but they're bringing out PvP. Yeah, great. I've played mech games with PvP before, and people will just find a mechanic that works. They'll grind the mats they need to build whatever they need to make a build or whatever work, a way to abuse a mechanic work, and they'll go with that. Chrome Hounds, doubles and a top cannon and a mortar cannon. That was my way. I could kill you in 2 shots with splash damage until they nerfed it. In other games, you would cause the enemy to overheat. So you'd stack anything you could use to cause the enemy to overheat, and they wouldn't be able to do anything because they'd be sunlocked. Or there'd be some enemies that would team up and just blast you from range. If you're going against a whole team of ranged users, good luck getting in. It just gets kind of boring and repetitive at that point. You don't want that. So, this hasn't come out quite as clear as I thought it would. But, it is a good game. Criticism isn't always a bad thing, especially when you just want the game to improve. But we finished it now, nearly, other than the online multiplayer missions. So I'll bang those out, and on to the next game, maybe Armored Core 1 or 2. Showing how the game is exactly the same, with the exception of flying. Ruins it. Really does, ruins it. Those things should not be able to fly forever. I'm not with it today. I don't mean to downer everything. I haven't been with it the last couple of days, I don't think. Everything's really slow motion. Like yesterday, I thought I'd cut loads of stuff out of the vlog yesterday, and I hadn't. So it should have been it should have been tighter. And I played it back today. I was like, oh my god, I haven't. And today, second time I've done not the same thing, but I was gonna make Inky a cup of tea. I was just trying to be helpful, and hello Daniel. I went to Inky wanted a bowl, so I grabbed this cup, put it on the side, and I went to Inky asked me to get her a bowl to give her to take into the art room, and I grabbed the bowl, and this tray was in front of the bowl. So I pull the bowl the tray slides and it just literally skips across the kitchen surface, knocks over Inky's cup, shatters into like a ton of pieces, and then for the second time in as many days, I go down to, I'm cleaning it up basically. I feel really guilty about it because Inky. It's really stupid, but like if I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, I only drink out of a handful of cups. If I'm going to make Inky a cup of tea, I will only make her a cup of tea in a handful of cups. If we have a guest round, guests will always have the same cups. And so I've smashed another one of Inky's cups, and I went to clean it up, and I cut my hand open. I cut my hand open yesterday as well. It's the hand I'm holding the goddamn camera with, so bleeding everywhere. It's just stupid. I'm sorry, Inky. And then I feel like I've lost days somewhere. Tomorrow is Noodle's birthday. Right, it's what day is it today? Wednesday. I keep thinking it's either Thursday or Friday, and I was like, it's Noodle's, but no, it isn't. It's Noodle's birthday next week. No, it isn't Noodle's birthday next week. It's Noodle's birthday today. No, it isn't Noodle's birthday today, because today is Wednesday. It's Noodle's birthday tomorrow, and my head has just been completely not with it. Because Inky's gone and bought the little guy a birthday cake, and the birthday cake, and I was like, it's not his birthday yet. It's not his birthday yet. What's going on here? I've had a real brain farty week. I don't know why. I for some reason I'm in the wrong. I've lost time this month. Everything feels wrong and out of sync. I know that sounds really bad because it's my son's birthday, but I'm not saying that like, oh, I forgot my son's birthday and I haven't got any presents or anything. I've lost. I'm not anchored in the right time of this month. Hi, Inky. But, everyone else is having a wonderful old time though. The boys are having a rad old time. They've had a reasonable day today. Inky has been busy, as she said. She's had to do training today, even though it's her week off. That is a clue that it's Noodle's birthday week because she's got the week off. But so I can't put two and two together, so she had to go in for training today. She's going to go in for training tomorrow as well, because bless little dude, he's going to be in school for his birthday. Yeah, and then tomorrow afternoon I'm not allowed to feed Charlie. Must remember, don't feed Charlie after 8 o'clock, because he's got to go to the vets on. Wait, does that make sense? He's got to go to the vets on Friday, so don't feed him tomorrow evening because. Yes. So what was it that was going to happen? One of the days this week, something was going to happen at around 12 or 11. Maybe it was 10. Was that supposed to be today, or was that? I don't know. But you know what? I'm gonna head off. I'm not feeling it at the moment. So, I'm not completely losing my mind, I promise. Maybe. I hope you're well. And I'll see you with a bit of luck tomorrow.